Start.
Food Farms and Chefs is so excited to welcome Ariane Bonnes, who is the Director of Operations for Dooney's Irish or Dooney's. Ariane, welcome to Food Farms and Chefs. We are thrilled to have you this St. Patrick's Day week.
Thank you so much. We're happy to be here.
So, what I know of Dooney's, and we're going to rely on you to fill me in with all this other stuff, is that Dooney's opened up, Jim and Mary Dooney opened it up in 2011. That when you came on board, from one of my favorite schools in all of the city, you came on board from the Art Institute of Philadelphia with more of a marketing background, a little bit of fashion in there, which anybody who looks at this Zoom can see that right away. But you've been around the hospitality industry for a long time. So tell our listeners just a little bit about your hospitality experience.
Well, I definitely started hospitality when I was still 17 years old, working as a hostess at Chili's. But for during college and things like that, I was working here at Dooney's when I was as a server bartender starting in 2011. So I've been with the company since they first opened their doors, just on a smaller capacity. And I was working here for all throughout college and also a little bit after. And then I moved to New York. So for like 2 years, I was in New York. I was doing other things like private events, and I was working in advertising as well. And then when Jim and Mary were ready to grow the company, they asked me if I would come back and join them on just, expanding and working on new things.
Yeah, you can't leave the hospitality industry. It's impossible.
Yeah,
it really is. It really is. So you have 3 locations. Tell our listeners where your 3 locations are.
We have 2. We have 2 locations.
Oh, I'm sorry, Delran and Voorhees, right?
No, it's fine. Yes, Delran and Voorhees.
Okay. I thought you had a second or a third one too. I apologize.
It's okay, no worries. We are definitely actively looking for a third, so you might not be too far off next time we chat.
Well, best of luck on that. That's always an interesting endeavor doing that, doing something like that. One of the other very cool things about your owners, they're very charitable individuals, and they have a particular aspect of the world they like to focus that charity in, something that's really so important to all of us. They're very involved in charity related to cancer research and helping find a cure for cancers and things like that. And it's kind of a driving force behind the the restaurants itself. In particular, the Alicia Rose Victoria Foundation. Tell us a little bit about that whole world and how it ties into the operation and a little bit of how it's impacted the business and as well as the family.
Yeah, so Alicia Rose Foundation is centered, or just it originated in Marlton, New Jersey, and that's where Jim and Mary raised their family. All of their daughters have done volunteer work there, and when we started talking about who we can partner up to have a little bit more impact, it was definitely something that they were very adamant about. They really already had ties with the foundation through their daughters and things like that. So what we did is we started this annual golf tournament. It's a golf outing, and it benefits the foundation. And then and we were able to raise a good amount of money for them for the last 2 years that we ran this golf tournament. And then we also do a dine and donate program with any organization that would like to. Usually it's like schools or just churches and things like that. And what they'll do is they'll advertise that we're doing a dine and donate. And so they come, and anyone that mentions the fundraiser then will donate 15% of the profits to that organization. So that's another way that we like to give back, and it's fairly easy for everyone involved. So we do it a lot.
Yeah, they're very wonderful things to do. We do a similar style certain nights of the week with local organizations. And it's always such a good feeling to get people coming in and knowing that, our success can give back and help. And so, thank you for being that involved in doing those things. Um, okay. So most importantly, and I don't want to focus on everything about St. Patrick's Week, but you do have a little bit of an Irish feel going on there. Um, Tell us about the week ahead, and then specifically Friday. What are you expecting? What are you doing special? What's going on in that world?
So we're already getting geared up for the big day. We're so in Delran, we've always, since we've been here for so long, we've always opened up for Kegs and Eggs, which at 9 a.m. we open up. There's usually like already people lining up outside wearing their green and orange, and they come in for breakfast. We definitely have our green bagels waiting for everyone, our Irish coffees. Everyone's already in the spirit. And then, but that's only in Delran. We started off with some live music, a little bit more acoustic. And then after that, we'll get bagpipers in here, we'll get Irish dancers in here, and then just music lineup for the rest of the day. That's always really exciting. If anyone's ever been here for that day, we're always packed. It's very fun. Everyone's extremely happy. There's never like an issue, which it's honestly a lot of work, but it's very rewarding because everyone's so excited. And then in Voorhees, we never actually started with the Kegs and Eggs. We kind of just decided not to do that just because we get so involved in it over here. So there we're opening up at 11. And again, we got the bagpipers, we got the Irish dancers, we have live music on starting at noon all the way through the end of the night, and it should definitely be a good time.
It is wonderful to have the authentic Irish accents of bagpipers and things like that. And I have to tell you, I did not know about the Kegs Eggs idea, and I absolutely love it. I may have to come over for breakfast before I go to work that day just for that.
Yeah, you have
Just
to. You have
that
to.
that is an absolutely lovely idea. We were contemplating doing that if the Eagles had won the Super Bowl, where our location is within a very short distance of the train station and the first stop on the train station. We were thinking about, let's do Kegs and Eggs. If the Eagles win and we have a parade, people
Yeah,
can
that would
park
be
in our lot and then walk to the train and do that and go that route. But unfortunately, we have to wait till next year for that. So, but
unfortunately.
what a wonderful thing. So the bagpipers, all, do you bring them in, or is that something that just kind of happens now that you've been doing it a couple of years and people show up?
We bring them in.
Okay.
We like to have like a nice organized schedule so that no one's overlapping. So they'll be here around like right before, like they'll be here around like 10:45, 11 o'clock. So right before like our lunch crowd rolls in. Um, I think that, throughout the day you'll see a lot of like bar crawls rolling in, and they come in buses, which is always fun. Everyone's in green. So exciting.
Yes, yes, it really is, and a gauntlet of fashions from the simple T-shirt to kiss me I'm Irish all the way up to the several $100 Irish outfits and things like that.
Baby onesies and other adults.
Yep. Yeah, it really is a lot of fun, and I think I might have to come in just to see the what your staff is, and with your little background in fashion, all what you choose to wear that day. Being Irish, so be a lot of fun. Um, so what kind of crowds do you normally get on St. Patrick's Day?
So we get anything from children because we're definitely more of a family establishment for sure. So we get anything from children to, everyone who wants to party all day, to like people who just really are trying to get some corned beef and cabbage, to, you know, anybody else. It's very diverse. What I do mention is we don't take reservations, so it's kind of just like just come first serve, and we also don't time people at the table, so a lot of people choose to be here all day, and like they do get here for breakfast so that they can save a table for the rest of the day and things like that. So because we did go through a period where we had to take reservations, obviously the pandemic, and that was like very
Sure.
sad for us.
I love the fact that you don't time people at the tables. That is like I mean, that's hospitality at its finest. It's like, come join us, be part of the family, stay all day. I mean,
Yeah.
that says so much about the culture that you and Jim and Mary have instilled in the facilities. I mean, really, that it's actually touching. That is what you have instilled there and brought to that whole family kind of orientation. And so,
Yeah.
wow,
And what we do too is we open up our private events room for seating so that we can accommodate as many people as possible. And then we don't have to, you know, ask them to leave or anything like that. So we have a second bar in Delran with all the seating. And then in Voorhees, we have a third bar because we have two main bars that already operate normally. And then we open our private events room and we add that third bar to it.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about the menu. What the food is there, not just St. Patty's Day, but other days of the week. One of the things that you're known for.
You know, our menu is very large and there's something there for everyone. We actually run into a lot of issues when we try to change it because people are like, well, where's my, you know, my favorite item going? Like, what, how dare you take it off the menu? So like, it's really hard for us to change the menu. It's been very much similar to the original menu that we've had. Obviously, there have been changes to it, but there's a lot of like staple things. So there's something for everyone. And then for the month of March, we're doing some specials. The Reuben spring rolls, which are amazing. You know, if you're not in for the whole corned beef and cabbage experience, the spring rolls are a nice snackable way of, you know, still taking that in. And then we have obviously the corned beef and cabbage because we can't not do that. And the Dublin steak sandwich is my favorite, my absolute favorite. It's flat iron steak diced up, and there's like melted blue cheese crumbles and mushrooms and peppers and things in it, and it's so yummy. I think that after March, we're just gonna continue with doing certain features that way, but they'll just change based on the season, really.
Wonderful, wonderful to know. Uh, what do you have on draft? You have a decent selection of beers on draft. So anything specifically for Friday? I know you have some Irish beers on draft as well, but tell us a little bit about the draft list.
Yeah, we have our staple Irish beers, the Harp, Smittix, Guinness, and then we have a Kilkenny, which is an Irish cream. Only two places in New Jersey have, I guess three now because we have two. Places in New Jersey actually carry it, and people come from all over the place trying to taste it. So we definitely have that going for us a lot. And then we have, you know, your normal Miller Lite, Coors Light, Bud Light stuff. We also have 10 rotating craft beers. We like to bring in a lot of local craft companies that from like around the area that we change all the time. So they're not always the same.
Well, thank you for supporting the small craft breweries. I am part of that whole world, and I love when people give us a shout out or do things like that. So what a wonderful thing you're doing over there, and it's good in that aspect. So during the week on a normal non everybody Irish week, music lineup, entertainment lineup. Tell our listeners a little bit about what you have going on in the normal week.
Yeah, we still do live music. Here in Delran, we do it every other Thursday. We have Ray Coleman. He's everyone's favorite Irish singer. Definitely been here he's been playing for at least 10 years. And he's very entertaining. And then in Voorhees, we have him usually on like every other Friday or so. It's not usually set because he has different schedules, but we also have a couple of other people that we like to bring in, and they usually do Fridays and Saturdays there. So it's we always have something like what I usually recommend calling us for that kind of lineup because it's ever changing, so it's just not on the website at the moment. But we do post it on our Instagram stories. So if people want to keep up with us, definitely watch our Instagram stories.
Do we have any specialty cocktails or anything that we're crafting up for St. Patrick's Day?
Yeah, we do. So we brought back our Irish Kiss and our orange old fashioned that we were featuring last year. With Jameson had come out with the new product last year called Jameson Orange, and we jumped on that bandwagon. We made some drinks that are definitely crowd favorites, and we on Tuesday, Kelly drives the show, and we made a cocktail with them, and it was all over the place. But so we brought it back. It was definitely a crowd favorite. And then we have your normal, we're definitely going to be featuring some green beers. We definitely have like the Irish coffee and the car bomb and all of those, things, that green tea, things that people really like flock to on St. Patrick's Day. But during our normal year, we have our seasonal cocktails. They change every season. We just changed to our spring cocktails. We got some really good ones there, and then we'll be switching to summer as soon as summer comes around.
It's funny how popular the car bomb is. Um, Being a Pennsylvania microbrewer, I'm limited to Pennsylvania spirits. Is all I
Yeah.
can. And so I found a wonderful bourbon cream that's very similar to Irish. So I brought it in. I went to my bartenders the other day and I put it on the bar. I said, "Look, I got a great price," and all of them immediately turned around. Car bombs. Okay,
2 minutes.
really, that's where we're gonna go with this. But yeah, St. Patty's Day. This is
Yeah,
a thing.
I mean, working in this industry, you see a lot of car bombs in your lifetime, but I think that nowadays I limit myself to one per year, and it's on St. Patrick's
That's probably a good thing, that you have some limits on that. So before we end up, tell our listeners one, the locations of both of your establishments, and then where to find you on social media and how to get in touch and get more information.
Yes, of course. So our website is dooneyspub.com, and there, if you'd like to contact us about private events or anything else, you can definitely find that there on the website. You can also order food online. We only do pickup, so if you do order online, you have to come in and pick it up. But we're not, just one tidbit of information, we don't do takeout on St. Patrick's Day. It's just a little bit too hectic for that. And then on social media, our handle is at Dooney's Pub. We are on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we are on Untapped, we're on Instagram, and we definitely are more active on Instagram and Facebook. So if anything's going on, trivia, live music, we always post it on there. So if you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out to us on Instagram. It's definitely the best way.
So one final question, knowing that you opened up in 2011, is this your 21st or 22nd St. Patrick's Day at Dooney's?
It is the 10th. Is the 10th
I'm
one?
sorry, not 21st. Yes, the 10th or 11th. Yes.
So
yes.
because when we opened up in 2011, it was July.
Okay, so there
we
you go.
started in 2012, and then we were shut down for the pandemic a day before St. Patrick's Day in 2020.
Oh no, we count that as continuous. The government closed us all. It's okay.
Yeah.
Open.
So, but
Yeah.
we had all of our product here. We were all ready to go, and then we couldn't use any of it.
Right. Absolutely. Yes, it was a trying time for everybody. but we all got through it, and here you are being even more successful than ever. And a lot of it was the things you did during that, which I think is a whole other story for another day
Yeah.
about what you guys did there to get through the pandemic, which really is a great story in itself. I wish you the very best of luck this Friday. I know it'll be very successful. Which location are we going to find you at?
I definitely will be here in Delran for Kegs and Eggs and probably up until like mid-afternoon, and then I'm gonna head over to Voorhees to make sure that they're doing all right.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on Food Farms and Chefs. Have a great St. Patty's Day, and we will circle back to find out the second part of that story, which is really inspirational on how you got through the pandemic. And again, thank you. Good luck. Have a great St. Patty's Day.
Thank you very much. It was nice chatting with you.
My pleasure. We will be right back. Okay. Well, thank you so